Well, for generations, the epidemic of missing and murdered indigenous women has been largely ignored across the country.
But here in Minnesota, a first-of-its-kind state office is on the brink of bringing closure to countless Native American families.
Tonight, Fox 9 investigator Nathan O'Neill shares the stories of those families, the advocates, and the leaders on the front lines.
We know that in Minnesota, Native American women are more likely to go missing or be murdered than other groups in the state. In fact, Native women make up only 1% of our state's population, but they account for more than 8% of all murders. Well, tonight we explore the heartbreak, the hurdles, and the hope to spark change. For the families of the missing and the murdered,
I knew. And I just said, she's dead, isn't she? And yeah.
There is an epidemic all across Indian country and throughout Minnesota.
We continue to hear story after story of our people going missing. And where's the outrage?
A constant fight for relevance.
We are in a moment where we just cannot lose momentum.
We begin on the Mille Lacs Reservation. It's here where we meet Monty Frum. Professionally, he's in charge of emergency management for the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe. But he also has another title.
I am a Native father of a murdered daughter.
Monty candidly shares the story of his daughter Nada, who lived a harrowing yet short life.
She was passionate, she was resilient, she was strong. She was diagnosed as what we would call a second generational fetal alcohol child.
It was that underlying health condition, he says, that compromised Nada's impulse control and led her down dangerous roads in life.
And she kind of went from one facility to another facility to another facility.
At the age of 14, Nada became a runaway. The young girl's face, plastered on a missing flyer, would soon become a face found in online advertisements, a victim of human trafficking for almost 2 years.
You live with it 24/7, wondering if your child is okay. Are they still alive?
Nada was eventually spotted and rescued by law enforcement in the Twin Cities. She soon finished high school and reconnected with her family.
Nada looked at me and said, "Dad, the only reason I am alive is because of you. For everything I did to make you and Mom give up on me, you never did. And as a father, that's a great moment that I'll never forget."
Years later, Nada would continue her young adult life in the Twin Cities. Then, on May 26th of last year, Brooklyn Park police were called to her apartment after reports of gunfire.
Multiple shots were fired throughout the apartment complex.
They found what appeared to be a murder-suicide. And unfortunately, the victim was my daughter at age 24.
Nada was shot multiple times and killed by her boyfriend. The reason remains a mystery. Unfortunately, Nada's story is one that resonates especially loud across Indian country. In fact, according to Minnesota's task force report, American Indian women and girls are 7 times more likely to be murdered than their white counterparts.
What becomes so disheartening is to really feel like we're so devalued and so invisible.
Nicole Matthews is executive director of the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition. She points to disparities in the response to reports of the missing. For example, take the disappearance of Gabby Petito and her subsequent murder in 2021. The story drew national headlines, a reaction often absent for victims of color.
We don't have nationwide outrage because our people are missing. We don't have, people who are talking about it in every community. I bet you most people outside of Indigenous communities cannot name 5 Indigenous women who've been missing or murdered. I think that's a problem.
In Minnesota, as many as 54 American Indian women were actively missing in any given month since 2012. And it's widely accepted that the problem is vastly underreported. But there is work now underway to bring this issue out of the shadows, including a new state office for missing and murdered Indigenous relatives. It will be based here in St. Paul and is expected to become fully operational later this year. At the state capitol, there is a wave of Native women pushing for progress. Among them, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan.
For too long, frankly, Native people have been seen not as people, but as numbers or as a problem to be solved by government. And now that we are in positions within these same systems, it is harder to dismiss our humanity.
The new MMIR office will take more than 160 pages worth of recommendations and work toward real-life solutions.
My hope and the charge is to make sure that this office is looking at the systemic changes that need to happen so this crisis of missing and murdered Indigenous relatives is stopped.
But it is complicated, from the patchwork of state, federal, and tribal jurisdictions and the laws that govern them, to addressing how the sexualization and abuse of Indigenous women and girls has deep roots in colonialism. Not to mention the sheer lack of resources and culturally relevant training.
We cannot afford to wait. I am proud of how quickly all of this came together. And I think, as you mentioned, sometimes government moves slowly. The fact that we had the task force in 2019, the report in 2020, and then created this office in 2021, and now it will open in 2022, that's fairly fast. But it's not fast enough for folks like Nevaeh Kingbird, who is a 15-year-old girl who's a Leech Lake member who went missing from Bemidji 4 months ago.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be doing the work that I do unless I really believed we can get there. That's the stuff that gives me hope, is to believe that we can get there, to believe that we can and have the ability and the capacity to put an end to this violence.
Meanwhile, this Native father is grateful he had the chance to give his daughter a traditional funeral.
I had closure, and I could get my daughter on her traditional Ojibwe spiritual journey.
A journey so many Indigenous families simply never get.
As Native people, we feel for all of our relatives. And for those of us who have walked this path, we always feel. Because again, that other Native family may never have closure or may never have an answer.
Now, just last week, the state officially hired a new director for that Office of Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives. Juliet Rudy has almost 28 years of experience in public safety, including with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. Her first day on the job is Monday. For the Fox 9 Investigators, I'm Nathan O'Neill.